Okay, I don't like how fake social media feels. So I'm going to give a few examples of what I'm talking about. Just experienced a game with branching storylines, and every choice matters. The pressure of making decisions is intense. What game choices kept you on edge of your seat? I recently played a game called Life is Strange, which had captivating choices and kept me on edge. I was hooked on a game called Life is Strange. The choices were gripping. Now, maybe if this was 10 years ago, some people might think, it's a little weird to see two people respond the same way, but people can be kind of simple sometimes. So it's not necessarily impossible for people to repeat themselves. But then just discovered a game with a unique art style that absolutely mesmerizing. Share a game with an art style that caught your eye. I recently came across a captivating game that features a stunning art style. What's your favorite game with eye catching visuals? I recently found a captivating game with stunning artwork. Any recommendations? I recently came across a visually stunning game that captivated me. Share your favorite game with an eye catching art style. X purges prominent journalists, leftists with no explanation. The action of purging prominent journalists and leftists without any explanation is concerning. Freedom of speech and diversity of opinion should be protected and respected. X's decision to purge prominent journalists and leftists without any explanation raises concerns about freedom of speech and transparency. The act of purging prominent journalists and leftists without any explanation raises concern and question about the state's commitment to freedom of speech. The action of purging prominent journalists and leftists without any explanation is concerning and raises questions about freedom of speech. The purging of journalists and leftists without any explanation is concerning and raises questions about press freedom. When I'm in a bad mood, I do nothing. When feeling down, I tend to take a break and avoid any activities. When I'm feeling down, I tend to be unproductive and inactive. When feeling down, I sometimes choose to do nothing. When I'm in a bad mood, I find it best to take a break and do nothing. My moods are continuously shifting like weather. My moods fluctuate frequently, much like the changing weather. My moods fluctuate like the weather, constantly changing. My moods change like weather, constantly shifting. My moods change like the weather. The dude drinking water wasn't bothered. 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 Like, there is identical tweets, and I think you can guess why. But for anyone who doesn't understand, when you take something like ChatGPT, and you get it to generate a response to something, you can have it generate a new response, and will it acts like a thesaurus kind of, in a way where it rephrases and rewords things, but it can say an identical thing repeatedly. And so, what makes me kind of positive that it's ChatGPT, you might think? It's just something like this seems kind of weird if it isn't ChatGPT. So, what I think's going on is they might have, like, it costs money to use ChatGPT. So it seems like the smart thing to do would have like a cloned copy of it on your own server. And then maybe when they just clone it, it still has that moderation in it. So they're doing a bad job of like getting around the moderation, like they aren't jailbreaking it properly. And so you're getting, it's easier to get, like you can set up personalities with ChatGPT that are like they give unique responses from each other relatively. And so it's, I think it's people who don't know English doing a really bad job with trying to make ChatGPT do what they want with some kind of cloned local version of ChatGPT on their own server.